Season 4, तो I almost packed my bags to go to Big Boss house.
Okay.
As a wild card for last 1.5 months. But suddenly they thought that I should come from the beginning of the season. There is a kind of responsibility as an actor that you have, that you cannot let your viewers down. With television, male actors generally don't get a variety of roles to perform. Tough situation for the channels and the producers, to get something very progressive. So a lot of movies also came to me. There were date hassles happening with my movie schedule and my. So somewhere I couldn't handle the date issue because I was not used to this sort of a 4 movies on the floor and three TV shows.
Right.
There was way too much even to even think in today's times, because television, unlike OTT, cannot explore too much.
This is Nawaz Kochra joining you on Indian Express for an amazing conversation with Amar Upadhyay. Hello, sir.
Hi, Nawaz.
How are you?
I'm first class. How are you?
Very well, sir.
Thank you.
It's been 3 decades in the industry.
Yeah.
Today also when you step onto a set, is that hunger as an actor still the same or has it changed over the years?
It's changed. It's increased actually.
Okay.
The longer you stay in the industry, I think you learn a lot. Every day for an actor is a learning experience because you do a different scene every day. You get to meet different people on different shows, on different sets. So it's not the same routine kind of a work for an
Right.
actor. It's the story is different, the setup is different. Your co-stars keep on changing. Your scenes definitely every day keeps on changing. So every day you go on the set, it's like a new learning lesson, a new work for you in a way. It's still acting, but it's a different way of doing that job.
Right.
The same job. So of course, excitement is there. Also, I'm enjoying much more now because you want to do better and better job. You want, as you grow as an actor, as you are seen more and more, there is a kind of responsibility as an actor that you have, that you cannot let your viewers down by giving a bad shot or just doing casual scenes. यार ये तो ऐसे ही हो जाएगा. I don't have that kind of mindset.
Right.
I want to, even one small shot, I want to do at least to my director's satisfaction. No, Amar, this was good shot. That's what I want to hear. So at least when I'm not sure, I want to make sure that my director is happy. He is the one who's the boss. So
Yeah, because
yeah.
at the end of the day, TV makes you a household name.
Absolutely, and also as I told you, it's a kind of a responsibility that you cannot. It's not there in me that I can just let a scene go. अरे ऐसे ही कर ले यार, चल निकल जाएगा. ऐसा नहीं होता मेरे साथ कभी. I want to. So it's like, that I'm enjoying it more now.
Right.
Because the day in and day out, if you're doing this, you learn your craft more and more, and that's when you enjoy a lot.
Amazing. Also, 30 years in the industry is a very long time.
Yeah,
What's kept you going?
it's just to keep doing better and better at television or better and better at my work. I wanted to keep on doing different roles. I have been working non-stop every year I've done a show. Almost I must have done 25, 30 plus daily soaps and all kind of shows and movies. I think I've been lucky to get different roles. With television, male actors generally don't get a variety of roles to perform.
Right.
I've been lucky with my Saath Nibhana Saathiya or Molki, or if you can say the movie Bhul Bhulaiya, or you can see Doree. They're all poles apart. They're no similar characters. They're like different. So I've been lucky at that, and this new roles and doing something new and different has kept me going. Basically, if I can't keep on doing, maybe once or twice I can repeat myself, immediately, but every year I can't keep doing the same kind of a stuff.
Right.
A businessman or a lover boy, or I can't. I want to play different characters, a different look.
But changing with the times and changing with the audience sensibilities also as an actor is very important. So does that in a way sometimes also influence the choices of roles or shows you make then?
See, yeah, definitely. TV has changed a lot since the time I entered television. It's changed in its format. It's changed in the way, the quality of the content now that is telecasted on
Right.
television. It's top class. It's ultra high definition work is coming in. Ultra high definition cameras are coming in. There are drones. There are all kind of dolly. This that techniques have changed. It's evolved like nobody's business, and also I would say bad part is there are so many channels, so people are spoiled for choice, completely.
Correct.
There are so many channels, so many serials, and so many other stuff. Also news channels, there are 1,000 news channels, there are entertainment channels, there are sports channels, there are this, that,
उसके
everything is
साथ
there.
OTTs come.
On top of that, OTT also has so many web shows. When you open a Netflix or an Amazon Prime or a Hotstar, there are 50 shows that are just lined up,
Right.
and you don't know which one to watch, and you end up only scrolling half of the time. That's what happens with me.
Right.
And 15, 20 minutes, half an hour, I'm just scrolling. So there's so much of varieties coming from everywhere. The audience is growing, the medium is growing, the different work also is coming now thanks to OTT. Even TV is evolving slowly, script wise. Luckily, I'm getting different roles, and I'm loving my work. So yeah, things have changed, audience have changed, and I consciously now take work which is different than what I've done earlier, and I'm enjoying the whole process.
Correct.
Like for me, for a very long time, I wanted to play a very poor guy, poor man who struggles for him 100 to earn $100 a day. That kind of a person who's below the poverty line. And top of that, I'm handicapped from with one hand, and he's very poor and been rejected by girls. He can't get married. Doesn't get married because nobody wants to marry him.
Hmm.
So he doesn't have money. He has very less work. He's handicapped. He's poor, and he sits crying one day on the shores of Ganga, banks of Ganga, and that's when he sees a small girl and he adopts her. On top of that,
Yeah.
so that kind of what kind of a human being this man would be, what a pure soul. So, so I wanted to play this kind of a character for a very long time, and thank God I got this Doree and Ganga Prasad that I'm playing. Is so yes, TV is evolving slowly. I am getting good roles. You have to move with the audience's choices, but I have seen over the years that when you have this pure, you do an honest job with your script, with your direction, with your performance. I think somewhere it touches the audience's heart.
Right.
Even there's this old formula, old story, but the way you present it, and the way you it comes out. That's what matters. It always touches the audience's heart.
Right.
Maybe the Dory might seem to a very like old concept, yeah, but this
right.
is still relevant.
Correct.
Even in today's times also, whether the person is from city or a village or from rich or poor, educated, uneducated, any kind of background, when a girl child is born, it's like लड़की हुई,
आज भी कहीं ना कहीं
हाँ,
होता ही है.
होता है.
Right. That's true.
क्यों होता है? So that's what the show is. And that's what I love about this show. That we are like telling people why this thought,
Correct.
why not a girl child only. See, so the beautiful, absolutely beautiful show.
While you mentioned that TV's process is evolving in its functioning, it's evolving. कहीं ना कहीं फिर भी लोगों का ये मानना है कि TV is still a very regressive medium. I want to know from you, what do you think about that?
See, it is in a way, see, it's a very tough situation for the channels and the producers, to get something very progressive. If they do, I'm not saying they haven't tried and tested this kind of a formula, progressive shows, but they haven't worked.
Right.
Sadly, they haven't worked. The TRPs have not come in. It's all about TRPs and all business. And not losing your slot to your competitive channels. Yeah.
Yes.
So it's all about holding on to your slot. And if they experiment, they fear that they might lose their slot. So they experiment, but in a very subtle way. And they see whether it works or not. If it doesn't work and they don't get TRP, they change the track.
Right.
And come back to the original, what regressive, whatever you call it, works. So progressive, of course, there are shows. Doree in a way, it is very progressive because we are changing the mindset of the audience.
Correct.
See, very subtly, very smartly, my writers have written that the way the show, the scenes are written, you cannot do this to a girl child, yeah.
Right.
You cannot do. You can't have this mindset. How beautiful a girl is, how intelligent, and she is the girl, and she can hold. She can be given responsibility to run a business or a family, and she can, she is no way anyway lesser than a boy child or anything. So we are showing it very smartly. So in a way, it's very progressive. But to show that, we have to take support of a kind of emotions that we have to,
Right.
yeah. So the medium is very difficult to get that kind of shows which will really not look aggressive or progressive, because it's catch-22 situation, I would say.
Right. Even though Doree is your latest show, for me, you will always be Mihir Virani.
Oh, okay.
Jinko humne, the heartthrob of Indian television in the 2000s
Yeah,
was Amar Upadhyay.
yeah.
How much did life change after you left that show? Because आपका stint काफी छोटा था.
No, I was there for 2.5 years.
हाँ जी.
2.5 years. The show ran for almost 8 years.
हाँ.
So I was there the first 2.5 years. It was when the show started, I was just doing my work and just honestly doing my work, and slowly people started knowing me. Then the mobbing me and stuff like that happened, and big time. But so a lot of movies also came to me. There were date hassles happening with my movie schedule and my. So somewhere I couldn't handle the date issue because I was not used to this sort of a 4 movies on the floor and three TV shows.
Right.
There was way too much even to even think in today's times.
Right.
Where today the things have become so different, the workings become so different. Even if you're doing a lead in a one daily soap, you cannot do anything else. You're committed for 20 to 25 days. So where there's time, but that time it was very different. In 2000s early, it was very different. So I could do all that, but somehow it got so jumbled up and couldn't manage. So I had to leave one meeting. After that, I was doing my movies release. Some didn't work. One of them worked, but I was back to normal with my thing. This was a decision I made, and I cannot blame anyone else. And I didn't want to, because the decision was made by me absolutely.
Right.
It was my choice. It was my date problems, which had happened to me, and which I don't think anybody could have handled that kind of sort of 4 movies and 3 daily soaps and stuff like that. I was doing Kyunki, Kalash, both Balajis, and I was doing Mehndi Tere Naam Ki, Arun Irani's, the 3 daily soaps. There was LOC, and there was Baba Ramji, there was Dhunda Fog, and all these films. They were all like together, happening at the same time. जब काम होता है तो एक साथ आता है, जब नहीं होता तो कुछ नहीं होता है. ऐसे भी होता है. This is what the dilemma is. So after that, I immediately, within a couple of months, Arun Irani called me and she said, Amar, yaar, there is a show that I'm doing, Desh Mein Nikla Hua Chand.
Yes.
So Varun Badal just left the show for some reasons, and she wanted me to replace him. So I was a little skeptical कि मैं जाऊँ नहीं जाऊँ, करूँ नहीं करूँ, but she was so adamant कि you have to do this, यार, you have to, and I think you fit the role and you have to. So I went and met her, and it was there, and that's it. I was back on TV, but I can't say no to her.
Right.
Aruna ji is so senior, and I respect her so much, and she treats me as a son, and I've worked with her, and she's a wonderful person to work with. She's a gem of a person. And to say no to such a person and such a senior veteran actress, मेरी हिम्मत नहीं थी उनको ना बोलने की. तो मेरे मुंह से हाँ, मैं ना बोलने गया था, हाँ निकल गया कि मैं उनको ना ही नहीं बोल पाया. So I was back on TV, and I was doing, within 8-9 months I was back. 2002 March I left, and I think 2003 Jan Feb I was shooting for Desh Mein Nikla Hua Chand back. So it was that. So I was back on TV, and since then I'm doing television every year. So the way was of me leaving TV, but
कहीं ना कहीं लोगों को ऐसे लगा that Amar was not around for quite some time. Okay. Especially this happened जब तक आप Big Boss पर नहीं आए थे.
Oh, okay. Big Boss was way back.
Yes.
After that, Big Boss happened in 2011. Yeah,
right.
Big Boss 5. Yeah, Big Boss also, I had to do that season because I was called for season 1, season 2, season 3. Season 4, so I almost packed my bags to go to Big Boss house
Okay.
as a wild card for last 1.5 months. But suddenly they thought I should come from the beginning of the season.
Huh.
So they changed their plans and they said next year season 5 you come from beginning. So so every year they kept calling me and my wife said, "यार तुम झाँक आओ एक बार. You just go and take a shot." Because being locked in the house for 3 months maybe or more, with unknown people, that itself is so scary.
Yeah.
There is
It's
no
difficult also.
newspaper, no television, no contact whatsoever with the outside world, and whatever 4 seasons I had seen, there are like so many fights happening, and I mean, of course, it happens, because there's no entertainment anywhere. There are only these 13, 14 people right in front of you every day in and day out, and they're all different kind of all creatures, different mindset and different kind of upbringing and everything, and they are all mixed together, and it's kind of different setup completely, and you have to deal with that. That's the show, and you have to save yourself every week and progress. So that's a challenge in itself. So I played that. I was there. I was one of the finalists. So,
Yes.
Yeah, it's a pretty good experience.
Also, somewhere I feel, I don't know how correct I am here, but somewhere I feel that Amar has not gotten the acknowledgement he deserved in this industry. Do you agree to this?
See, all that, maybe not, I don't know. Maybe you're right somewhere. But I don't think of that too much. No, I don't think of that. I keep on doing my work honestly, the way I think is the best way to do it. And I don't know, I've not thought about this aspect of my acting career, but I think somewhere maybe yes.
But doesn't validation, like, is it not important to get that validation from time to time?
Oh, definitely. Validation, comes from your fans, of course, and my fans now, thank God to the social media, Instagram, and all these places where your fans can interact with you. Earlier, during Kyunki times, there was no social media at all. There were only newspapers, or maybe one or two interviews here and there on TV. But newspaper was the main medium where it was one-sided interaction. Fans couldn't. Now, thanks to social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, when you can post your things and people can reply and express their views of a certain character or what you're doing. So thanks to that medium, I mean, I've got a lot of fans who love me in all my shows. I've got loyal fan base.
Right.
Who like will do anything for me if somebody says anything to me. That kind of fans,
Right.
And again, thanks to Satya and Molki. Since Molki, they've grown big, and they're hardcore Amarians. That's what they call themselves. And so validation comes from there, and I'm very happy, the way they express it. हमको ये अच्छा लगा, हमको ये अच्छा नहीं लगा. आप अपने producer को बोलो, writer को बोलो कि ये change करे, वैसा करे. They express their views and they interact, and sometimes I do interact with them. And I tell them it's not possible because there's a show and there's further tracks coming and this and that, and like Bulbuliya, they also loved my role, but they were not very happy. They were not very happy, though I was very happy.
Yeah.
To be working with Anish Basmi and Tabu and Karthik. They were wonderful people to work with.
Nice.
But they were not happy. They said, "Arey yaar, ab बैठी थे, ऐसे वो थे." So I was wondering, कि fans have they feel so much for you. And somehow, earlier we couldn't know what they feel about you exactly, unless you go somewhere and the mob gathers and so now they can actually, express their feelings towards you and tell you exactly what they want to tell me.
Right.
So evaluation comes from there. That's the main thing for me, and I think for the last 5-6 years they've been loyal to me in whatever show I do, and they're supporting me big time. So that's the result. I am still working. They are the ones who keep me relevant, still. कि हाँ ये है अमर उपाध्याय में अभी भी solid हूँ मैं, and I give 100%, 101% I give in every shot that I give.
Right.
And that's what my producer loves about me.
Also, sometime back you ventured into production also.
Yeah, this year.
Hanji, but kahin na kahin there were reports that you then parted ways.
Yes, I did.
If you are okay sharing what happened.
I can't share you completely. This is something between me and him. It didn't work out, honestly. I was very. We were friends for so many years, and we didn't work together as such. But when we worked together, we found out that our thought processes are very different.
Okay.
As far as business is concerned, as far as creativity is concerned, I am a very creative person because that's what I am. I'm an actor. Okay, so having been in the industry for 3 decades, I definitely understand the TV medium and the writing, what goes on. So I had my certain point of view, certain way of looking at a show, and he had certain other point of view.
Correct.
I am also Gujarati, so I also naturally, I think I'm lucky that I am one because it naturally comes into me to how to, manage funds.
Right.
How to manage funds according to the show and the budget and the storyline and make it interesting at the same time and not make it boring or any which ways. So all that qualities automatically come when you are there for 3 decades or more. I mean, or maybe some people are smarter than me. It comes early. Maybe it came to me now. Better late than never. So so it was completely, we were poles apart. So I said, you keep the company, I'm going. It won't work out. That's not a bad blood. I mean, just let's go.
Okay.
And let's move on. And he has the company. I gave everything to him, and I left without anything.
Okay.
So that was it. But I am very happy that I did the show as a producer. I found out about myself that what I have in me as a producer.
Okay.
As a creative producer, as a producer, what I can give on the creative side of the story, how much I know, how much my involvement and what I think is right, will the audience like it? So that all thing I came to know about myself and my knowledge about industry. So that worked in my favor. Okay. So I'm very happy. So in future when I get a show, I will be much more confident.
Also, you will probably look at it from a producer's point of view as well.
Yeah, you have to know. Ultimately, you are in a business, but I would not look into completely where it jeopardizes my production and my show. Or if need be, I'll talk to my producer, I mean my channel and other people in channel who commercial department that I need to do this. I make them understand. But it has to be, the show has to look good. It has to, justify all the expenses. So a lot of things goes into all this. So one has to make a good show. Period. That's it. Which keeps on running for years. So anything for that.
Also, does it get difficult, being an actor as well as being a producer and juggling between these two roles at times?
I was acting and producing in the same show.
Hanji, that's
so right. I thought it would be very, very difficult. So I had initially refused Shemaru people, and I won't act. But they refused to give me a show if I don't act. So I thought it would be very difficult to handle both, but it was very easy actually. It was very easy because I am there on the set the whole day.
Yeah.
To look into the day-to-day production, I'm still there.
Correct.
Because my team is there. My production team is there. So everything what happens is right in front of me. So it made my work very easy.
Okay.
As a producer as well. So it's, I think, blessing in disguise actually.
Amazing. Also, today as an actor, how important is it being relevant? And do you face that fear of being relevant?
Oh, it's very important to be relevant. Otherwise, nobody is going to offer you work. You have to keep on inventing yourself within this medium's, boundaries. Because television, unlike OTT, cannot explore too much. You can get a railway man, you can get all different kind of shows. You can make whatever you want on OTT or a film. But television, as I told you earlier, that it's a little tricky. You have a fear of losing that slot.
Right.
If you experiment too much. So within that boundary, you have to play. So So within that boundary, yes, I experiment as an actor. I want to be as natural, as realistic as possible. And that's what has changed for actors in this industry today.
Correct.
The kind of performance that we used to see earlier in TV, it's become more subtle, more realistic,
it's toned down,
more real. It's toned down. Again, thanks to OTT and other mediums and other influence of the Hollywood side and a lot of other things. It's become more real. Actors are also understanding that. Even the newer lot is understanding that a lot. And they're also doing a great job. New actors also. So they are well prepared, they've learned their craft and they're coming in. So yes, it's changed a lot, and within that frame you have to, you know, keep challenging yourself. If you're there from last so many years and decades, you have to you know, shock yourself as an actor with roles, so that you are there in the game and not being toppled.
But is there also this fear of being forgotten? Like, kabhi wo thought crosses your mind that what if the
See,
death
any
comes one
superstar,
day?
any superstar, be it films, OTT, wherever, or TV, if you stop working, you are forgotten.
Right.
You know, जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. This is a formula यार, पहले
हाँ.
का पुराना. जो नहीं दिखता वो खो जाता है.
Okay.
And ऑडियंस की गलती थोड़ी है इसमें, गलती आपकी है. इतना सारा मटेरियल है, इतना every Friday there is a movie.
Absolutely.
Every Friday there is OTT releasing on 10 platforms at same time. So many TV serials, yeah. Who audience has got 1,000 choices to watch. 1,000 actors. Why will they remember you? So you have to do something that they'll. अरे ये कौन है यार? कुछ अलग ही दिख रहा है, अलग कर रहा है. You know, ये करना पड़ेगा. Otherwise you're gone.
Right.
Yeah. That's I don't know how you do that. I also don't know. I just do something and.
Amazing. Thank you so much for removing time and doing this with us. It was amazing talking to you.
It was different, I think, you know.
Yes, absolutely.
Nice, different questions you asked me.
Thank you.
And the usual ones, you know. I really enjoyed this.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.